month is done! Another VEDO, my first VEDO, another month of vlogging for the history books. Wow, so historically, the last day of vlogging has always been reflection on the month, thinking about how it went, about what topics I covered, what's ahead. And this month feels like I don't have any conclusions. I guess because stuff is still so in flux, you know? It's still my first quarter of self-employment, my second month-ish of self-employment. I have a big trip coming up tomorrow. I'm going to LA to speak at Patreon's creator convention, PatreCon, which is amazing. Being paid to travel and talk about my experience as a creator is kind of the dream. And it is, I don't know, I'm still kind of pinching myself and not resting on my laurels because every month I still have to make enough money to do this. But it's weirdly going okay. And I feel like most of the conclusions that I would be coming to, I've already discussed. The stuff on my mind, if I, cast my mind back and think about the things I've learned over the last, month or 6 months or year, is stuff we've discussed. So it's about asking for help, about thinking really critically about my values and ethics and what I want to propagate in my life and in my business. The difficulty and excitement and worthwhileness of trusting people, of having friends and collaborators and partners who you can really lean on and who can really enhance your life. I turned 27 in a few months, which is not an age I've ever really thought about consciously. 26 loomed large because I knew that I would be, off my parental health care plan. And I'm not a person with a lot of anxiety over age. Funny sentence, I'd never really say. But I'm not specifically that worried about age-related benchmarks. I've gotten over the stress of my parents were married at my age, my parents had me at my age. That's already done with. So I can worry about other things now. But when I think about being 27, that feels like having a kind of established life or knowing what direction I'm going in. And I actually feel that that's true. I have a sort of trajectory for the future. I'm on a path that I feel okay about remaining on. I'm not worried about needing to change my profession or my location or my relationships or my life circumstances drastically because for the moment at least, I'm pretty happy. And maybe that'll change. 5 years ago, I didn't really know about podcasting, and now it is so dominant in my life. And so, of course, there is a chance that maybe Multitude doesn't work out. Maybe I get tired of it. Maybe it's successful in a way I didn't plan and wouldn't describe to you right now as my goal. And I'm open to that, So I don't really see this period of time as the start of the rest of my life. It is in some ways a culmination of what I've been working on for several years, and it's exciting and it fits me really well right now, but I'm not super tied to the idea that this is it forever. And I think that's a pretty healthy attitude to be facing this new future with. Some of you have really kindly asked how you can help support me and Multitude. And if you listen to podcasts, just put Multitude into your podcast player. You can find us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you may be listening. Or if you haven't tried podcasts yet, try it. It's really fun. Go to multitude.productions to learn more about our shows and figure out where you can listen to them. I am planning to come back for a month of vlogging next year, hopefully in April, but we'll see. And I do plan to release videos in the meantime. But I'm also quite active on Twitter and Instagram, and of course I release 8 podcast episodes a month, so that works out to 2 per week. Yikes. I don't know. The world is a dumpster fire, but I'm doing my best to have fun and give back and make stuff along the way. So I wish you luck. I care about you, and I hope you're doing well. I would love to know what you think you would be discussing and reflecting on at the end of a period of creative output for yourself. What's on your mind, what has been occupying your thoughts, and what you're working on. I love how creative all of us are and how so often our discussions are around how we deal with similar topics in our different lives and fields. So please keep the conversation going and let me know. All right, it's been a long month, a lot of early mornings, a lot of late nights, but as always, I am so glad I did it. Making stuff is always better than not making stuff if your intentions are good. And I'm grateful that you've been along for the ride. So until next time. See ya.